there's a difference between justice and revenge. And then she says, is there? I'm not so sure, right?
The time has come for all that you...
There is a great scene in Rebel Moon where a character says something about being on the right side of the history.
Sure.
And we believe that that place is with the conquerors or the victors, but in fact it is with justice. And I think that the interesting part in this movie is that we realize that justice only sometimes prevails because it is usually confused with revenge. So I would like to know, what do you think about that, and how you...
Yeah, it's a good question, because I think there's even a line in the movie that Duna Bay says to Hamada where she says, there's a difference between justice and revenge. And then she says, is there? I'm not so sure, right? And I think that it's a really complex question. It's a question that I think that in the sort of in the heart of Rebel Moon, almost all of the characters all of our heroes are on a revenge quest, right? Even Titus, she says directly to him, if not redemption, how about revenge? You know, and so I think that in a lot of ways, it's really the journey of the characters in the movie. You'll see as we move into movie 2 that they have actually to do the work of distinguishing in their mind what is revenge and what is justice. You know, I think because I think that there is a difference, and I think that it can be confused with emotion, which is which. And I think that when in the end, their love for the village, when they get to the village and sort of fall in love with the village itself in movie 2, that they start to understand the difference, you know, that these people deserve justice, you know, and in a lot of ways, it has nothing to do with their own
personal
revenge
motivation.
story,
Yeah.
but it allows them to stand between those people and annihilation, and maybe sacrifice themselves if they have to, because now they have a belief system, not just a system of reaction, which is revenge, really, in a way.
I would like to start saying that Kora and most of the people that she recruits in this journey are beyond redemption. One of the characters describe them like that. But I think it's very interesting for your character and her purpose in this film, because I think she's not seeking redemption or revenge. She is seeking what is right for the people of the village. And I think that's the main difference between she and the other characters. But I would like to know, what do you think, or why she stands out of this group and why she's so memorable in this film?
I think she does want redemption. I think she just have so much guilt that she is unable to voice the fact that she would love to have the redemption. You can see that she wants redemption by the simple fact that she has that thirst for life and refuses and says to the village, if you guys want to go and die, I'm leaving. And that itself is the testimony of her wanting to be alive and liking life. And whatever drives her, I think, is inspiring, because when we find out a bit more about Kora in movie number 2 and her sort of complicated past, you'll see that, I even wondered, how do I get to this place with Kora? How do I forgive her? Because I did not know you have to be the lawyer of your character when it comes to these kind of stories. You cannot be against, nor not understand, nor disagree. And I could not understand and I could not agree. So I had a hard time, but I found it, and I'm glad I did. And I kept talking about it with Zack a lot, and because I was battling what had happened and her hunger for life, and yeah, so she goes and finds people that have had this like similar past. But I think that's also probably just a testimony that, I think that's probably a giant metaphor for all sort of things, but probably that, we're not perfect beings. We all make mistakes, and there are always ways to probably find, redemption one way or another.
You said that Rebel Moon is sort of the David and Goliath story, but there is much of Kurosawa and the Seven Samurais
Of course.
At the core of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story. You
of
know,
course.
like a team assembled to carry out a mission,
Yeah.
or how each character has their own definition of revenge and sacrifice and love and all of those things. But
100%.
at the end of this movie, we understand that they are going to being like a group with a solid purpose, and I think that's great.
And I think the interesting part for Kora is that her story of redemption has to do with, or her story, she is on this revenge quest, but it has to do with the loss of home. You know, she's never been able to, there's no place where she's felt really accepted. She's been the tool for one, her real home has been destroyed, and the rest of the time she's just sort of lived this lie in her mind. And now finally she's in a place where there's no agenda for them to love you. They love you just for who you are. And I think it's an interesting, in some ways, it makes her ability to sacrifice easier, you know, in the end, you know, because you feel like the value of your sacrifice means something.
Thank you very much for your time.
Oh my
Zack,
gosh,
and
thank you
very
it's
much
fun
for
to talk
this
to you.
movie.
That was great.
Thank you.
Cheers. Appreciate it.